Hello, every pony. My name is Moth, and today I wanted to talk a bit about my experiences as a mentally ill person. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. Just ignore it. But anyway, I suffer from a number of mental illnesses, including depression, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, and many more. And they've greatly impacted my life and the way that I see things and do things, and just the way that my life has been shaped in general. As a person struggling with mental illness, I feel like it's important to spread awareness, so I decided to make this video talking about my experiences. I started experiencing symptoms of borderline personality disorder when I was around 12 years old, but I didn't fully develop it until I was around 14 years old. Borderline personality disorder develops in adolescence, so that makes perfect sense. When I was younger, I was always crying, always harming myself. I still do harm myself occasionally, but I have managed to get a grip on it with the help of medications. When I was younger, I was significantly more sick due to me not being medicated and not being helped. Now I take a number of medications to help with my mental struggles. But before then, I was kind of just raw dogging my mental illness, trying to survive and live life. But as anybody else with mental illness would know, that can be very difficult. As I grew and got older, my borderline personality disorder symptoms changed a bit. I became much more what many would say petulant. I became very angry and bitter and just a jaded individual. When I was a child, my parents described me as being a jaded person. They described me as being incredibly jaded for my age, which I was. I was always a very negative thinker, and I always had very negative thought patterns. And this has carried into adulthood with me. I'm 18 now, and I'm on medications that help me with my mental disorder. I started taking medication when I was 17, about 6 months ago. The first medication that I took was Lexapro, and it was terrible. It did not help me, and in fact made me more suicidal. The second medication I tried was Wellbutrin, which did absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Then I started taking an antipsychotic called Vraylar for my moods. And antipsychotics can cause something known as extrapyramidal symptoms. And what those are is because antipsychotics block dopamine receptors, there are a number of side effects associated with that, including Parkinson's-like symptoms, problems sitting still, problems with restlessness. I was experiencing that pretty bad on Vraylar. Vraylar made it so that I was bored 24/7, and I constantly needed to be doing something to be entertained. Then I started on Buspar, an anxiety medication, which made my anxiety worse. In fact, it made it so bad my heart felt like it was gonna beat out of my chest. I then started taking a medication called Zyprexa, which Zyprexa basically works the same as Vraylar does. However, it does not have nearly as bad extrapyramidal side effects as Vraylar. When I went to the psych ward, I went to the mental hospital. I was prescribed an antidepressant and I genuinely believe that that medication has changed my life for the better. I no longer feel suicidally depressed all the time, and I haven't really been suicidal nearly as much as I did before. Dealing with mental illness throughout my teenage years was incredibly difficult, and it still is difficult, but I'm on medication now, and I have been feeling significantly better. For me, mental illness started when I was in around the 4th grade. I would cry at school all the time, and I would develop unhealthy attachments to my classmates. This only grew and changed into borderline personality disorder as I became an adult. I also have autism, which makes my borderline even worse because of the emotional dysregulation of autism and the emotional dysregulation of BPD. However, I'm running out of time, and I just wanted to thank you for listening, and please consider subscribing as I'm trying to grow my channel, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastic day.